This place is seriously awesome. It's off what is it? Lincoln and First Street here in Denver. We are running to the church really quick to check out the t-shirts that came in for the retreat we're having next weekend for the students. So we're just going to check on those. We have to be very quick with this because there's a very fine window when it comes to napping, that if you put the kid down too early he won't nap, but if you wait too long he won't nap. So we have to be very quick with how fast we do this. Beat that window. You know in the vlog how I said yesterday the driving transition shots I wouldn't do anymore? That is still true. My wife was filming those shots that you just saw now. That it looks delicious, but that's not why we're here. If you are anywhere near Lincoln and First Street near downtown Denver, come check out Parlor Doughnuts. This place is awesome. So I'm here in the office, just got to grab a few things and I'll run home real quick. That donut place was awesome. Parlor Doughnuts! So this donut shop was started in Indiana. There is a close family friend for Monet and I he has a friend that he met at Bible college whose dad is a pastor out in Indiana, I think, and started this donut shop. And it's been blown up. Like they just opened a location up here in Denver. They're opening up a few more. It's awesome. I'll put a link in the description below for their website so you can get more information. But if you're anywhere near or in Denver, check them out. They have a French toast donut. I didn't know those kind of things were allowed. Today is day 280, and we are covering Matthew chapter 16, Mark chapter 8, and a little bit of Luke chapter 9, I believe verse 17 through 28. Sorry, Luke 9, verse 18 through 27. We got a lot happening in our reading for today. We see that the Pharisees are requesting a sign. Well, the Pharisees and the Sadducees are requesting a sign from Jesus, but Jesus says you're not going to get a sign. The only sign you'll get is the sign of Jonah. Jesus warns his disciples of the leaven or the teaching of the Pharisees, as he uses a moment where they don't have any bread as like a teaching moment, and reminding them of like how God provided for them when they fed the 4,000. In Mark's account, today's reading includes that story of the feeding of the 4,000 people. This is where we see Peter confessing Jesus as Messiah when Jesus asks the disciples, "Who do people say that I am?" And he says, "Upon this rock I will build my church," speaking of Peter. And then also Jesus is speaking of his imminent death that will come. Peter responds by rebuking the Lord, and this is when Jesus says, "Get behind me, Satan." I would never want Jesus saying that to me, like, "Get behind me, Satan." And in the context of that story, when Jesus rebukes Peter's rebuke of him, he says to set his mind on things of God and not on things of man. And what follows right after that, and we see this in all three of our books today, is the call to discipleship, the call to following Jesus. He says, if you want to follow me, you have to deny yourself, take up your cross, and follow me. And very simply today, what impacted me was when Jesus tells Peter to set his mind on things of God and not things of man. And what immediately follows that is this call to follow him, this call for Peter to die to himself, or anyone that would want to follow Jesus to lay down their life for Jesus. I think this is a really important correlation, because we all, to an extent, have this idea of what it looks like to follow Jesus. What we have to do is get away from our idea of what it looks like to follow Jesus and submit to his definition of what it means to follow him. Like, we don't set our mind on the way that man defines following God, but we set our mind on how God defines following God. And the call is very clear here that Jesus says to deny yourself, take up your cross, and follow him. It is inconvenient, it is tough, it has suffering in it, but there's nothing that has more joy. It even has more joy than consuming of a delicious French toast donut from Parlor Doughnuts. And their coffee is amazing too, so make sure you go check them out.